Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, folks. How's y'all doing? I'm doing something new, trying something new. I woke up this morning. By the way, this is, yet another episode of Confessions, the podcast. Um, so I woke up this morning, sometimes you have to use the bathroom in the morning. So I used the bathroom, and as soon as I actually got out my bed, my mind drifted back to the Club ShaSha interview with Monique. I watched it last night. I was one of the first million or so people that watched it, and the first thing you notice about that video is it's definitely 2 hours and 54 minutes long and some change. Um, in the world that we live in, that's definitely something different because we're so used to taking things in microdoses. 3 minutes here, maybe 5 minutes there, but rarely does anything over, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes capture one's attention. This ain't that. The entire video, from start to finish, it was just chock full of conversation, laughter, a particular wisdom, truth, and just a standing for rightness. And I love what's right. And I love what's right because I've been done wrong so many times by people who look like me, who claim they love me and that they are there for me, but then these is the same people that turn around and put me in a situation where I ended up standing before a system that ain't really actually not even ain't really the shit they designed for us. It's just not. So there it is. But at any rate, the interview was amazing. The interview was amazing. I have loved Monique as a talent since when was the first time I got introduced to her? I probably first came about Monique. I want to say it might have been Moesha. It might have been Moesha. And then, whether it was Hair Show or the movie she did where she was the fashion lady, and she went out to Palm Springs and she fell in love with the African dude. On to the Parkers. I have followed her career for a long time. I've never gotten an opportunity to catch her stand up, but every time I did watch anything with her, whether it's an interview, and the Monique show, I loved that show. That show was such a grown folk show. It was such a vibe. It was a bop, and I hate that it even got cut short. But for me, she's just always been a really stand up chick, a solid woman, really true to who she was. And it wasn't until later on in life that I found out like some of the things that she'd gone through personally growing up. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with molestation from a family member. That's in and of itself is atrocious. I have dealt with that. As a kid, about 7 years old, I was molested by a family member, and I think that really fucks with your psyche. It really does something to you. But we're not here to talk about me. I'm just saying I related to her. I understood her from several places on several points. And I think she's a fucking genius and she is hilarious. And she's a truth teller. She's an absolute truth teller. She don't mind telling it like it is and holding you accountable. She don't sugarcoat shit. And with her, what you see is what you get. I can't do nothing but salute and respect that. So I think the thing I walked away with a few things from this video, from the interview, from the Club ShaSha interview. Man, first of all, and then let's go ahead and salute Uncle ShaSha, big aunt in the building. You know what I'm saying? He doing what it do. I really love how he is allowing a platform for us to just be us in our space. You know what I'm saying? To really just exist in our blackness unapologetically. I love, love, love that. And salute to you, sir. You really tearing these streets up, sir. You really tearing the streets up. You was tearing them up. Uh, but no, so a few things I walked away with. One, in this world, whether you are in the industry, in your industry, in they industry, or just everyday regular life, you need to have some type of foundation with whoever your power source is, whoever you get your sustenance from. You need to have a very serious relationship with whoever that person is, whoever that entity is, because in the world that we live in, there's a clear separation that is happening. And in regards to that statement, I personally am holding tight to my faith. I'm holding tight to my faith because man will fail you. Man will fail you. Every single time, man will fail you. And you don't even have to go out looking for the disappointment, and it's going to happen, right? So that's the first thing I walked away with. The second thing I walked away with was, and of course, they say there's your side, my side, and the truth. Her story has been consistent, and I remember the conversations that she had with Whoopi Goldberg. I remember not conversations. I remember the conversation that she had with Whoopi Goldberg, a piece of it anyway. I remember the conversation she had with Steve Harvey, a piece of it. I remember the whole entire episode on Comedy Gold Mines with Kevin Hart. He interviewed her. I listened to the entire conversation, and I even remember her saying that he did reach out to them, to Tyler anyway, to have the conversation. And kind of after that, it was just nothing else. And I didn't know it was nothing else until last night, because I don't necessarily recall her being out in the streets bashing his name, throwing dirt on him, slandering him. I don't recall her doing any of that. I just know that nothing necessarily seemed to ever come of that, just in my eyes, because you never heard about it again. And so that led me to just kind of sit back in a bit of disappointment. And disappointment because I first of all, I know ain't nobody perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect person. That is so far from true. If anyone tells you that they are perfect, that's a liar. Run for the hills, because that's a motherfucking lie. And if they said it once, they'll lie to you twice. So ain't no perfect people. So I wasn't expecting perfection out of these people that she spoke on. I was never, because that's not a thing. I think the thing that I walked away with was just a sense of disappointment, because my issue is, it seems like, yes, we have suffered a lot in this country, trauma. Obviously, if you are a person of color, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the fact that we're still dealing with it, and still, fighting that slow uphill battle to justice, to peace, to righteousness, to equality. We're still fighting that slow uphill battle, which is why I will continue to vote. I know that's not a popular thing to do anymore, and I don't say that because it's a bad thing. It just seems like people are giving up hope on the system in this country, and it's like you try to find yourself in a place to where you can navigate the system to make it make sense for you, but just for you to turn around and see that it damn near feel like it don't even matter what you've done, what you've said, how many people voted, because it seems like the same shit that they want to do, that they have been doing, that we don't want them to do. In spite of your vote, it still get done. It just feel like that. But I'm going to continue to vote, because I just do believe that as long as I do my part, people shed real blood, hung from real trees, were rejected from real towns and cities, were beat with real weapons, called real words, and were tortured and tormented and disrespected. And I'm going to vote because of them. For me, I'm not obligated to much, but there is a duty that I personally possess that I'm going to utilize because of what they went through. It ain't going to be in vain when it concerns me. I'm going to get my ass out here and I'm going to go vote. But anyway, back to what I'm saying. Disappointed because it seems like in recent years, and I'm only 41, so I don't even know how long this been going on, but Monique spoke to the conditioning of us. It is a true statement because no longer does the man have to necessarily be after us as much as he once was when you got Leroy and, Kiki, Lil Ray Ray, LaQuisha, and whoever else that looked like us actually being the one to come for us, to do us harm, to tear us down. And it don't even have to be necessarily in a violent way. It could be because you just let some shit go on. You allowed injustice to happen. You started a rumor. Using your platform, you started a rumor to shame and assassinate my character, making people look at me strange. We have become our biggest enemy. That was probably one of the more prominent points that I walked away with, is that who needs enemy when you've got a people like this? And the fact that we don't even try to make it right. I've never understood in my life personally, and I'm trying not to go off on a tangent, how we can look back and we can consider all of the Black Wall Streets. We can consider all of the trauma, all of the pain, all of the rejection, the just being tolerated in spaces, and how our people of old would come together and form whole communities. They would have banks, they would have clinics, doctors' offices, if you will. I don't know if they had postmasters or anything like that. I would assume they did because white folks just didn't get down with us like that. And not all white folks, let's be clear, it wasn't all white folks. Let's please just get that into your head. But salons, everything basically that we needed to have a functional community, we had it and we supported it and it existed and we thrived and we built generational wealth, only to have it snatched and burned and bombed and blown up, and people was killed and ran up out of the spaces. That definitely, every time there was a measure of success, here come the hammer, and then the boom was dropped. Well, I guess we got tired of doing that. I guess we gave up hope, and I guess we just wanted to move a different way. And so then here come desegregation and assimilation, and people found out white water was just water. White ice was just ice. I like sitting in the back of the bus. You don't have to cook the shit for me. I don't have to visitate with you. I prefer Big Mama and them, and hell, my mama and them cooking on a Sunday for me and they. I'm very much so pro people that look like me. I'm not anti anything, but I'm very much so pro people that look like me. And so fast forward, now we have those of us who are in exceptional positions of abundance. Like, they got it. They got it. And there is so much of it, insert talent, right? There's so much of it that, and hear me out, that what we need, we could have. It's some conversations that I'm gonna have that it's not yet right for it. What we need, we could have. We could have been had it. But it seems like, most that get it are quiet with it. Their immediate circles, immediate family, um, they're benefited. They're taken care of. They're good. They're well. Everything is lovely. But the increase that comes from their abundance is only applicable to them. Very rarely does it trickle outside of their inner circle to benefit a people or a person who is less than, and as far as their commas go. Very rarely does that happen. And I hear this sister saying, we can call her Auntie Mo. I hear Auntie Mo saying, just make it right. Why is it that we have to beg and plead and fight and go through all of these things with each other just to fix a simple issue? Why is it that we are our own worst enemy? And that's not to say that, there haven't been great things done. Tyler Perry has done some amazing things for people that look like me. I believe Kevin Hart has given back a lot, just given back to a lot of different communities. Gorgeous, beautiful. I think Steve Harvey has poured into people. You know what I'm saying? I think he had like a ranch or a camp, if I'm not mistaken, that really mentored and educated and just kind of shared wisdom and knowledge with disadvantaged youth. So it's not even saying that they have never done anything. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that why do we keep ending up in the place where we have to fight against each other? Why are we fighting against each other? I don't get that. And why do we feel a need to still play this dumbass game of I want to be heard and seen to the point where I'm willing to lessen myself and deny who I am in order to not offend the powers that be? Where's the justice in that? Where's the freedom in that? And it's so sad because I also understand that we live in a world under a system that we did not create, and it was not created with us in mind at all. We were chattel. That's what we were, and there had to have been words wrote down in order to get other humans to see that these people, even though they look different than you, because they stand upright and they have a voice and they can form words, they're humans, and you need to start seeing them as humans. Why? It's a thing in the mind that ain't quite working right. It's a thing in the mind that ain't quite working right that requires someone to instruct someone else about the obviousness of the truth in front of them. That's a problem. But here we are. And I'm not even addressing that. I'm addressing why is it that we enter into spaces and we have our commas, we have our connections, and we have that crowd that surrounds us, that looks like us, whose lifestyle is similar to ours, and they're gathered in a certain place at a certain time. And anyone who doesn't fit that mold, anyone who doesn't fit that bill, they are rejected, they are laughed at, and they are scoffed at. I don't understand that. I don't. Because what I do see is that for the very oppressor that you speak against, you then presume to take his place. Because now you're looking at me as if you are not me. And as if you are somehow seen here because of your commas. So you really think your money gonna save you. You think your status is gonna save you. You think your connections are gonna save you. You really think this shit. You believe it. You believe it. Because if you didn't believe the shit, you wouldn't do the shit. You'll do better. And that ain't just to the people that she was talking about. I'm talking about in life. It's some weird ass people out here nowadays who are literally defined by a comma. Whole shit bad. But they got their commas up though. Because apparently that's what makes a human. And if you got more commas, you more better. The interview was amazing. And I love the perseverance of her as a person. I love that she will not quit. I love that she will call it out. And I just hope that she get what's due her, even with that Parker situation. First of all, the fact that she was making $55,000, her and Countess, $55,000 per episode. And I still watch the Parkers on Netflix. The Parkers it still come on TV. It ain't never went off TV. Why are they being denied money? Why do and this is to Erica Alexander's point. This is to Taraji's point. This is to Monique's point. Why do we have to fight so hard just to get scraps? And then, okay, now we got these scraps. Why must we infight amongst each other to hold on to them? And so when you consider this and you see the division within the community of people who look like us, why is there a valid reason for those that are in positions of like real authority in this country? Why would they then turn around and respect any motherfucking thing any of us say? Y'all can't even get y'all shit together. Y'all over that bitch tearing each other down. You shooting each other, robbing each other, killing each other, stabbing each other, banning each other from this block, banning each other from that block, banning each other from this city, banning each other from that studio, banning each other from this gathering, banning each other from this motherfucking piece of the internet. Why the fuck we want to fuck with y'all? No. No. And we gonna keep pushing our motherfucking pen, and you gonna deal with it. Why would they take us serious? We don't even respect us. It's a great interview though. I would also say I have learned another thing that I took away from the video. Just be decent. Be decent to people. Be fair to people. Be kind and respectful to people. And don't grow weary in well doing. I'm going to keep pushing. I hope you keep pushing. I also hope you go check that interview out. Amazing interview. It is time well spent. And, you know, it's a conversation. It's a conversation with the fam. So, I love y'all. I'm going to take my ass back to sleep. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I holler. Y'all have a good one. Check the interview out. Y'all be blessed today, man.